All right, here at No Reserve, we have our beautiful one owner 1985 Jeep CJ7. It's got just over 163,000 original miles. These Jeeps do have the 6-digit rolling odometer, so it's the real miles. Beautiful Jeep. It's been really well taken care of. Most interiors original. The exterior has had a cosmetic restoration and preserved the life of the truck. It's got a base coat, clear coat paint job that was done a while ago. So it is aged, and it has some little small wear marks. But the nice thing is it's aged, so any imperfections will have worked its way out. It's a really nice paint job, got great depth. You can see it's got really nice shine and clarity to it. Really bright. It's got a lot of compliments. But this Jeep it's got a small suspension lift with 33 12.5 Goodyear MTRs and 15x10 Ultra wheels like the Mickey Thompsons. But it was just done for cosmetics and to give the truck a little wider stance and a better footprint on the road. But when you see underneath this thing how clean it is, it's just incredible condition. If you know any of your Jeep guys know, I mean, look at this originality. You can see it hasn't been pressure washed. You know, you got a little bit of road dirt, no steam cleaning, not making it something it's not. But it's just the originality and the cleanness under this thing is incredible. We've had a lot of Jeeps and had the opportunity to buy a lot of Jeeps that we've passed on just because so many of them have the wiring chopped up, they've been beat up, they've accidents, been swapped out. It's still got its original hard doors, still got its original hard top. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk around and talk about everything that's been replaced a couple years ago, and then you know, and it's been basically not driven in the rain, never taken off road, not in the snow, always garaged. But the bumpers were replaced with Pro Comps front and rear. All the hardware on the exterior, the hood clamps have been replaced. This is all original. All the hood hardware has been replaced. The mirrors have been replaced. The paint job was a complete inside-outside hinge area painted. The exterior rubbers, sweeps have been replaced, along with the rubbers around the doors. But you can see all this has been repainted, all along here, along inside the tailgate also. But this was talking about this, look how clean and the anodized that still is. It's still got that shine to it. You know, most of the other times it's got real dull like this, but still nice and bright and shiny in the hardware. But I'll take you on the inside here in a minute. The fender flares have been replaced at all 4 corners. In the rear bumper. The Jeep has been redone on both sides of the body. And really there's only a few imperfections, like maybe a little scratch here and there that I'll show you. Again, you know, all these little dimples you see in the bottom here are just factory Jeep marks. They always have these kind of spot weld marks from the original. So it's a really nice paint job, a good driver quality paint job, as I call it. It's not a $10,000 paint job, as this is a Jeep. So there was some things like on the hardware, the hinges, these things, any Jeep guy knows that these things just chipped right away. So they didn't do the best job of bringing these down to bare metal. The owner was going to replace these, but didn't. But you know, this stuff was pulled, all the lights were pulled, the door handlers were pulled, the lock assembly was pulled. But you can see a little chip that was overlooked there. Here's a chip that happened afterwards and it was touched up. There's a very light surface scratch right here that's happened since it got painted. Little scratch right there. But other than that, you know, there's, you know, on these hinge areas here, you'll see a couple stone chips on these 2 hinge plates that were previous on the previous original paint job that have been overlooked. And you'll find a couple little stone chips that were missed and painted over, and then as the years have progressed, it's kind of, you know, created a little dimple. But this Jeep, you know, is meant to have the top come off, is meant to be enjoyed, take it to the beach. So most people don't want to have, you know, a $10,000, $15,000 paint job. It's, you know, equal to factory. It's better than factory because they didn't have clear coat, so it's a lot brighter than the original once you pop that clear coat on there. But you can see how clean it is and the nice shine. There's a little bit of wear on the bottom of the top here from when it was taken off. The top has been repainted in satin black when the top was taken off for the paint job of the truck. Light surface scratch here. There is some, you'll see it, and then the photos, it's hard to really show here, but there's some surface scratches in the glass that go up and down from when the rubbers were bad, but those have all been replaced. You know, it's got original lights, are in excellent condition. It did have a spare tire rack, but they've been the The carrier's been taken off because of the larger tires. They didn't want to do any damage to quarter panels, which I agree with, but they left the holes and put these nice button bolts in there for aesthetics. We do not have the carrier that carries the tire, but we do have the anchor points that come with it. This is part of it here. But the antenna was also replaced with a new unit, a lot better looking. So we'll go ahead and take you on in the inside. And this is where, you know, that really blows me away. It's still got its original books and the original sleeve. But besides the carpet, this is 100% original interior. I mean, you look at this door panel, all this stuff was removed for paint. You can see this has got beautiful, nice, shiny paint throughout. I mean, you don't see Jeeps, CJ7s, 5s, even, you know, TJs that look this good anymore. People don't usually go through and take these extra steps of removing everything. But the passenger door panels and the driver door panel are in basically perfect shape, except for there's a little bit of rubbing right there from where it sits right here. But usually a lot of times these are missing, the little black guy's missing, these are broken. I mean, they're all just in phenomenal shape. You know, there's a little bit of wear on the paint there. The dash is original paint. It's got an aftermarket CD player. You can see the speakers in there, you know, something that's decent. You don't gotta worry about getting stolen. The visors are just in perfect condition. But the seats, I mean, are all original. So the carpet was completely replaced. We did get some photos of before they put it down of the floor pans that are included. But it was not a do-it-yourself kit. This was a kit that was made for the CJ5. But you can look at the original boots, how intact those are and how nice they are. Not split, no holes, not missing. Carpet's in perfect condition. But the seats, and these are original seats, these are just amazing. You know, it's got 163,796 miles. Just primo condition. And nice. This flops over every time. But you know, there's some wear on the plastics. You know, it's 33 years old. So, but the back seat's perfect condition. No splits on the driver's seat edges. The vinyl's still nice and soft. It's not brittle. Just amazing condition. The dash is original, the dash pad, and it has a crack there, a chip there, and a small crack over by the VIN plate. All VINs locations, all VIN plates under the hood, on the dash, and then the decal in the bottom rocker area are intact and shown. Again, just really nice paint. You know, all new felts, rubbers. See that shiny paint, no entry scratches or anything. The window frame hasn't been down since it's been painted. You can see the decal and the little crack there. Still has the intact sport wheel, and a lot of you guys know this is often missing, or the little Jeep's missing. On all the seats, the only wear is a little tiny surface crack on the top of the vinyl of the driver's seat. But other than that, that is it. The rubbers around the doors are still really new, haven't had a lot of miles. This paint job only probably has, you know, a few hundred miles, a few thousand, you know, at the most a couple thousand miles on it since it's been painted. But you can see I'll put this two-handed operation here to get the arm to come down. But you can see it's really nice and clean underneath here. I don't know if the motor's ever been gone through, but it's really clean. It's got an aftermarket valve cover. But you can see there's no oil or nothing. But you can see it hasn't been steam cleaned or pressure washed, you know, to make it look like it's something it's not. It's obviously had great maintenance. The alternator's been replaced. Fuel pump, good, nice tune-up with good wires. You know, everything's in place. The air cleaner, the decals, every hose is still in place. A lot of this stuff just gets thrown out. You know, wire's been butchered up or something. New battery, good coolant, clean oil. I mean, you see this stuff. This is what's nice with the low mile stuff I was talking about. All the anodized parts in the carburetor still have that bright kind of gold look to it, that bronze look. You know, a lot of people just take this stuff and throw it away, and you could tell by the condition of this thing, and the inside, the underside. Hopefully you can see all the photos. Not sure how well the camera will do down here, but you can see it's just amazingly clean. I mean, you can still see the writing on the leaf springs from when it had a little bit of a lift kit. You know, no dirt or mud's been on there. All the bolts still look fresh. Bushings still look fresh. Shocks still look fresh. I mean, it's just in remarkable condition. But I'll go ahead and fire it up here, and we will be doing a driving video. So hopefully you guys can stick around for that. Go ahead and fires right up. This runs really nice and smooth, quiet. Nice low idle, no exhaust leaking, motor mount issues, no shaking. So alright, this beauty's gonna be going at no reserve. It's a one owner. You know, real mix. This had a cosmetic, kind of sympathetic restoration, people call it, to keep it looking good, keeping it looking beautiful. The repaint, the mirrors, all that stuff that really miles and age and weather kind of take a toll on it, been replaced, and keep this thing just looking phenomenal. It gets a ton of compliments. You just don't see Jeep CJ5s or 7 this clean rolling around anymore. So it's going to be a killer buy at no reserve. So good luck.